GoHighLevel just released massive amounts of updates to Voice AI, including a Voice AI widget that you can add to your website. And today, not only are we going to go over all the new AI voice features that is going to be able to help you make a better bot, but more importantly, we're going to add the widget to a website to see how it works. So stay tuned and build along with us. So if you wanted to watch, like we did a previous video, actually we did several videos on Voice AI. So you might want to check those out before coming to this video, because those are going to show you how to create the prompt, how to create workflows and everything else, and go over a full workthrough. Today's video is mostly going to be about a lot of the updates to show you the things that have changed, just to give you a little bit of a better refresh of understanding how the new system's going to work. Now, a lot of these features are now only in labs, but by the time this video rolls out, they'll probably be fully updated. So let's go ahead and jump right to it. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to go over my agency settings. And just like before, with any AI updates, you're going to want to make sure that these are on. You're going to go over to settings. Inside of settings, you're going to go over to labs. And in labs, you're going to go ahead and you're going to just check out all the different things that are here, right? Now, we've turned a couple of these on, but a lot of these are not Voice AI related. So what we're going to do is we're just going to double check, make sure nothing comes out, because obviously they're releasing features every day. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the sub account level. In the sub account level, you're going to go to Voice AI. There's a couple here. There's the Voice AI token-based usage. This is now changing the way they've upgraded the way the agents are built. Apparently, this is going to be much more favorable for us. It's all going to be live in 5 days anyway. So by the time you watch this video, we're all going to be on it. We have voice support and conversational AI. Enable voice conversation to respond to voice messages. Bring your conversations to life based on that. So these are all new features that we're going to have. And then you're going to have Voice AI outbound calling. This is all still going to be live in 4 days. We are going to have a special one for that because it does require a little bit of know-how and a little bit of knowledge. And I definitely want to go over the laws and rules about that because that is going to be separate on its own. Voice AI MCP support. There's a whole section in the vibe coding section of the channel that kind of goes over connecting MCPs, how to do it and so forth. But then we're going to also show you how to do it. But that's going to come a little bit later because I believe that we have now 21 endpoints. We're going to get about 14 more that are going to be very critical to what we want to do. So we're going to wait on that one just a little bit so we can get a little bit more on that. And then we have the voice chat widget, which we want to activate for all the channels. So this is the one we're going to select. We're going to hit save and notice that this is going to be live in 12 days. And the other one that we're going to do is we're also going to go ahead and activate the AI token-based usage. So we're going to activate this feature. We're going to select for all sub accounts because it's going to be live in those many days anyway. So it's kind of pointless for us not to move it in there now. And voice conversation and support AI, we'll leave that alone for now because we will revisit a little bit later. And I think that's what we're going to do for there, right? So make sure you turn these on. If not, they're already going to be live by the time you watch this video. Now, that being said, let's go over the features. So we're going to go over to one of our accounts here. And inside of one of our accounts, we're going to go directly to settings. Or if you want to just go directly to AI voice agents, you can go directly there. So in here, you're going to notice that we have a bunch and we're going to go all the way up here and we're going to go to Voice AI. Inside of Voice AI, you are going to notice a little bit of a difference here. One is the reporting is always getting a little bit better. Things are here. You're able to click on these and you're going to get different reports that are going to now pop up. And again, it just goes on and on of like how best it can be in what you're trying to do. And again, HighLevel is always making updates, so always be very cautious of this. Outbound, like I said, we're going to have a separate one on outbound calling. And then agent list is where all my agents are going to be. Now, again, I'm not going to build a full bot like we did last time because of the whole generation of the prompt in order to do it. But please go watch that video because nothing's really changed in that aspect, except when you first come in, a lot of the new kind of agent tactics have built, and then we're going to go right into the widget. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to build a new agent. I'm going to hit create. Now, you can browse the marketplace, and I got to be honest, there's a lot of really free bots that are pretty amazing. If anybody has watched my good friend, Michael Raymer, he does some incredible things with bots. He's got a bunch of them for sale. So if you want to be super lazy and just buy one for lawyers or buy one for plumbers, go out and do that. If not, you can always go into use the custom GTP builder that I have in the other video that will allow you to basically build one from scratch and do it and customize it yourself. Now, none of this has really changed up here except a few little things I want to call out. First and foremost, you would set up by giving it an agent name. This is going to be, we'll just say Mary, the sales bot. Okay. And then Mary, the sales bot, you're going to put in your business name and then English for the language. Also realize that they now have multi-language support. So when multi-language is, it can either do one or the other language, but it would really be diagnosed early on in the conversation. So your bot would have to ask, would you like English or would you like Spanish? And then I'll go from there. The rest are all single language bots, which means that it will start in that language and keep in that language once it's selected. So just be mindful of that. Now, the voices are pretty cool. They now have over 200 something odd voices, but everybody that we talk to going through all this, you definitely want to select high quality. Jessica's my favorite. It's the one I've been using forever. It's the one from 11 Labs that we also use in the 11 Labs setup. So just be aware that that's the one you want to use there. And again, you can choose from different accents and different genders, but Jessica's my go-to. You also have Hope. She's also not bad. But high quality just means obviously higher quality, and that's what we're trying to get to, right? Hey, we want to interrupt this video for a quick little minute to just let you know that I hope you're enjoying this video. We want to thank you for being here, but more importantly, we are hoping that this content helps you do whatever you're trying to do inside of HighLevel. We also want to let you know that you have options to get additional help. We offer a $197 a month VIP coaching program that includes 4 days of office hours, first come, first serve with Andy or myself, where we go in and we answer any of your questions that you might have live with a group setting for other people that are also working in HighLevel. We also have a VIP group where we answer questions directly one-on-one with anybody posting in that group to give you the absolute best support. It also comes with a bunch of other features, including our funnel brick system, our little mini course, and more importantly, a couple guides that'll help you through this, and also including our SOP library that we use for pretty much everything inside of our agency. So thank you for this quick little minute, but more importantly, go back to the video, get whatever you need, and if you have any questions that we can answer inside the video, just drop a comment on the video and we'll make sure to answer whenever we get a chance. And now back to the show. So we have Jessica selected, time zone, again, setting your time zones. This is all initial. And then obviously you have reach, digital voltage, and you would want to use a Nuno Tavares. Eventually, I have heard that we are going to get the ability of doing our own voice, and that is going to be coming sooner than later. So be mindful of that as it's come. Now, this is really cool. Now, as you can see, there are tons, and I mean tons of options now that there were in there before. It's so funny. 4.0 is 0.02 cents, and you got 5, that's 0.1. But again, a lot of people don't really like 5, so a lot of people are doing in here. And look, you even got mini at 0.003 and nano. And what I love that they did, and I really, really do love this, is that they added Claude, which is one of my favorite, AIs of all time, along with Gemini, which Gemini is doing a lot in the space. And look at the token prices. You're talking about 0.001 cent, 0.002 cents. So it is definitely becoming a little bit cheaper than the model, but just know that those are available now, which is super, super exciting. They've made some really good deals of buying bulk, and this is kind of the result from it. So I would 1000% explore all of these. For instance, I am definitely going to explore Google 2.5 Flash. I'm a big fan. They're doing a lot of headways with voice, and we're just going to see how it produces and works based on that. But if you're not seeing the results, just go back here and switch it to 4.0, which is the ones that we're normally used to inside of this right here. All right, so those are selected. This is your preliminary. Now, most important thing that you want to do though is you want to get over to advanced settings. Advanced settings, there are new features right here, which is the agent behavior and the voice settings. I did go over this last time. And again, I don't want to do a full review on that because again, just go watch that video because that video is pretty in length and it has all that you need. Call time, as you guys know, I always go to the max because if not, exactly at the 15-minute mark, it does cut off, which is kind of annoying, but just be aware that it has that. Idle time, frequency reminder, it's when the bot basically doesn't hear any times, like anybody on the phone, it says, hey, just wanted to check if anybody's on or whatever it currently says. And again, 4 seconds, it repeats it as many times as you want. I'll put it as 2. And then the agent behavior is, normal, speed, moderate, and fast. I never, ever, ever use fast. I use normal because again, everybody complains that the bot is too fast when you do it in too fast. And the only ones, if you ever listen to me and Mike, when we were talking about it, you either want to go to normal or moderate. You never want to go to fast. Interruption sensitivity. This is kind of any background noise or anything else. Putting it too high will create any kind of background noise to literally stop the bot and like pause in its questions. And so you want to play with this a little bit. 75 is usually the sweet spot, but sometimes even going all the way to 60 is not bad. So just be mindful of that. But if people have like dogs barking in the background or crazy staticky phones, this will become an issue, and that's common everywhere. So just understand that. And LLM temperature means like how wild the bot is going to get in the sense of like making up its own creativity, how it responds. And then you have lower values, better call function calls because it's very specific to the instructions you wrote in the prompts, the FAQs and everything else. So just always keep that in mind. And then your voice settings, this is really cool. This is literally, if you're watching on YouTube right now and you have me at half speed, which a lot of people do, if you put that to like 1.5, you talk like super fast and it becomes really hard to do. Lowering this a little bit to 0.95, 0.75, 0.85, you're going to get a really good kind of result. 1 is good, but just be mindful that you might want to play around with that depending on the audience that you serve. Now, the reason I say that is sometimes you might be dealing with a little bit of an older crowd. You got this thing at 1, they're not really going to be okay with it. drop it down to 0.85 or so, and you're going to notice a pretty big difference in the way the colors react. Voice temperature, and by the way, whenever you have a question of this, it's the expression and the variability of the voice, meaning it goes up and down based on tones, like surprised, oh my God, to like, this is really important. It starts accentuating like everything that you kind of put in the prompt. So putting this to a higher is going to get it more emotional, where the calm voice is always going to, kind of be a little bit more robotic and sound a little bit. So turning this up and messing around with it a little bit is going to make it a lot of fun for you, but go ahead and do that. Voice volume, again, depending on who you're serving, you might want to talk that up to 110, 115. But again, just be very mindful. And then now, if you want to have background noise, you can do that. A lot of people do call center because they want that call center vibe and feel. If you want to do that, by all means, just hit the call center one and you're ready to rock and roll. Coffee shop, somewhere outdoor. I don't know why any of that, or static noise, why. But if you want it, it's there. Just go ahead and turn it on. I actually tend to leave that off, and I go ahead and confirm. And now I'm going to go to the next, right? Now, in the next, remember, we went over how to create the entire knowledge base in the previous video. So again, please go make sure you watch that. I'll go over like a little bit slightly, but I already have a knowledge base based on Automated Marketer 2. We'll just put Automated Marketer 1. And I want to go ahead and collect name, email, and context issue. And then trigger when the call is completed. Remember, we built workflows in the previous one that can do a call summary, transcript and all of that. So please make sure you watch that. The reason why I don't want to go over that, I want to go down that rabbit hole. But for instance, if it came in here and it would be, the one of the workflows that I have for AI, which would be transcript right here. And I would put that on to go on. But again, in this particular case, just be very mindful. You would want to create this to have a very specific workflow that happens at the end of your calls. If you don't, just leave that off. Receive an email notification for post-call completion. This is only for, I would say, specific users. Like maybe I want to know when a certain person does, like myself. I don't need all my employees to get it. I would go ahead and do that. And then what I always tend to do is go to switch to advanced mode. Now, this right here is your voice AI usage is built on consumption based on model. Right? So right now it's talking about how many tokens on average this thing is about to use. The shorter prompts and optimized knowledge base refers to reduced token usage cost. So I tend to have a pretty long prompt. So my usage cost might be a little bit better, but it tells you all the different tokens. And as you can read right here, voice engine fixed at 6 minimum, waived for all outbound voice widget calls until December 31st, 2025. That's why taking advantage of that voice widget is going to be pretty awesome, because you're going to be able to take advantage of it and pretty much get the usage free while this thing is going on. And we're going to show you how to activate that soon. I'm going to come over here, switch to advanced mode. As always, I have a prompt. You have the prompt builder that I'll include in the bottom link. That's basically a chat GTP that I did. I designed that custom GTP with Michael Rammer, who's one of the kings of AI voice. And together what we did is created a really good prompt that is going to give you the best prompt in here. And now what's crazy is we went from, I think it was 2,000 characters or 2,000 words. We are now able to go to 4,000 words. So we're actually going to be able to make a little bit of a longer prompt. Now, once the agent is created in advanced code, it can switch to basic, which we know is perfectly fine. And then as always, we set up the actions, which again, this is all the actions that are going to be working based on that. Call transfer, which we always set up to transfer to human. Trigger workflow like we did in the previous video, which is like, send directions or do anything that you wanted to do. You have update contact fields, appointment booking. Now, the only thing, and you remember from the previous video, you put an appointment booking on this thing gets super aggressive. And once it transfers to the appointment booking mode, that thing will not stop until it books an appointment. Very aggressive. Just be very aware of that. But again, this is why I usually put it in here only if I wanted to book an appointment. But sometimes you can even have the bot just send out a link. This will always give you better results because it is pretty aggressive, but it does do it in a way that you can communicate with the bot. Not even getting into it. Watch the vibe codings because we did a whole bunch of MCP connections, but I'm also waiting until we get more connections so we can build better and cooler automations when that rolls out. So stay tuned for that. And custom actions for anybody that's like a programmer of any sort. This is where you're going to live because you can do a lot of them in there. For now, the only one we're going to do is a call transfers. Just to give you an example, this is going to be transfer to human. All right. And put a make-believe number in here. Okay. And then when user asks to speak to human or wants a manager. Okay. And say we are transferring you now. Okay. And then I want to hear what's happening when they come in. So if you hear the whisper message, when I pick up the phone and it's transferring to me, it's going to say transferring call from blah, blah, blah. All right. So we're going to go ahead and hit save. All right. MCP, again, we're going to do this a little bit later. Not going to do this now, but if I wanted to add an MCP, this is where I would do it. And then transfer the call once completed. Like I already said, I have a transcript one. We do the right there. And then again, only specific users. And the reason not all admins, I'll take that off. I just want to be notified when that happens. And what's also cool is you can evaluate the prompt to ensure that it gives you the proper prompt. And again, you got the custom values in here that will do that. Now, evaluating the prompt is a good idea, especially if you're a new person. And even though you're going to use our prompt generator that we're going to link again below on this video, you might want to take a little bit of extra time to just evaluate and make sure it's right. But I can guarantee you that the prompts we're going to generate are going to be pretty good. Just answer the questions in the guide, go in there, watch the previous video, and it'll go through all that. Now, we have during the call. We also have after the call. I forgot to mention that. But again, it's the same exact thing. You would just pick ones before and after the call when they happen. Now, I'm going to go ahead and hit next. You would select the number in here. And again, all these are pretty much the same. The only thing is if you look over to the right-hand side, lo and behold, we can start a web call right now and it can go through there. But I'll actually use it on an agent that's created so you guys can see it. So I'm going to hit cancel. And let's go to our agent list. Let's go to Jessica, the FAQ bot. This is one that already has everything kind of programmed. And what we're going to do is the web call right in here. And we're going to say, start the web call.
Hey, Nuno, you have reached Digital Volage Media. This is Jessica, the AI receptionist. In order to best help you, is this a service or a coaching related question?
I have coaching related.
Got it. Coaching related questions are my jam. What do you need help with? Are you looking for info on our coaching programs, pricing, or something else?
Coaching programs.
All right. We've got some great coaching programs to level up your game. Here's a quick rundown. 1. VIP access coaching and tech support. Monthly, $197. 6 months, $985.
Perfect. All right. So we're going to leave it there, but you guys get the whole entire point. And what's really cool about this is you have the transcript. You can always go back here and do it. You have the recording and you have the summary, right? So pretty darn cool. But like, hey, how do I get this on a website? Glad you asked, right? So now what we're going to do, now that we have our bot, right? And honestly, like, again, the voice was kind of a little bit off. This is again where I would go into advanced settings and I would start messing with the speed behavior on this. The temperature, I probably wanted to situate it a little bit more. You know, it was kind of slow. I thought it was pretty all right though. The background noise, I can probably do a call center. Let's hit confirm and save. I just want to see if we could do it. And I'll do new call again. Let's do web call. Remember, free. I don't have to pay. And then I'm going to go ahead and start the web call.
Hey, Nuno, you have reached Digital Volage Media. This is Jessica, the AI receptionist. In order to best help you, is this a service or a coaching related question?
Service.
I'm sending you the link to our sister company, Architects, for any Done-For-You services. They will help you over there. The link has been sent. Architects will take great care of your service needs. Anything else I can assist you with?
Now, it's honestly, it's giving really bad like pronunciation, but then I also spelled my own company wrong. So there you go. So now that that's said, awesome. We're going to go ahead and end the call. And what we're going to do is we're going to activate the widget so we can put it on the website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the go back button. I'm going to go over to sites on the left-hand side. In sites on the left-hand side, I'm going to do a chat widget. Inside the chat widget, we are going to do new. Well, we actually already tried it here, but I'm going to do it with you. Now look, we have, oh, lo and behold, a voice AI widget. Going to come in here, and this is going to be Jessica, the voice AI agent. All right. And just like before, when you create any kind of widget, and there's previous videos about this, we start with style, right? So we're going to come in here. You can have the bot, and you look over to the right-hand side. It's all there. And we want the phone call. All right. We are going to do, let's say purple. Have a question. How about talk to us here? Talk with us here. Okay. Welcome back. Name. That's perfectly fine. Widget customization, where it appears. All right. You can do it on the left. Everybody by now, guys, put it always on the bottom right. That's where everybody's like kind of used to. Chat window. This is what it's going to look like. You can call from here. Title and intro. Talk to us. Call us here. Fantastic. Powered by, we're going to get rid of. HIPAA consent is fine. I don't know why that's always there. Messaging is definitely going to be in the United States. And then Jessica is the agent that I am going to select. Now you have to create the agent for this, so you have it readily available. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and hit save. Now I will tell you there is a current feature that they're working on right now. The problem with this right now, and it was identified by one of my good friends, Dan Doyle, he said that when we were testing it, and we were testing it, it was collecting information and we thought it was working fine. The only thing it wasn't actually collecting was the phone number. Because what happens is when you're actually calling and using the website chat widget to like voice talk, it asks for email and name, but it would never ask for the phone number. So we're currently working with the development team, and they're going to probably be adding that in the next few days. So if it's not working for you right now when you watch this video, just make sure that it's collecting name and phone number, because it wasn't for us. but we have put in a request. And again, the development team is amazing. They'll go back in and they'll add it. Now, the fact that this is done now, what we're going to do is we're going to hit go back. In the go back part, what we're going to do is we're going to go to sites. We're going to go to our funnels, right? And we're just going to do a quick little AI there's the AI test funnel. Where is it? Here we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to settings and we're going to put in the chat widget, which is the Jessica, the voice AI chat widget, or we could do Jessica AI voice. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Okay. And when you do this, you will see now, if we view the page, check this out. Oh.
Hey, guest visitor 002. You have reached Digital Volage Media. This is Jessica, the AI receptionist, in order to best help you. Is this a service or a coaching related question?
Coaching.
Got it. Are you looking for coaching support, training programs, or maybe some info on our VIP access coaching plans? Let me know how.
All right, perfect. So now the other thing is, well, wait a second. What if I have a site that is not on HighLevel, or I want to put it somewhere else? Great question again. So we're going to come over here. We're going to go to sites. We're going to go to chat widget. We're going to grab Jessica, the AI voice widget. We're going to go ahead and hit edit. And what you're going to do is you're going to come over here and you can get the code. Now, this is a code that you can put either through Google Tag Manager, or you can do it in here. So if I come in here, I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go over to my WordPress site. All right, I'm just going to log in. All right, once I'm in, I'm going to go over to pages. Inside of pages, what I'll do is I'll pick a particular page. We're just going to go ahead and do, let's see, work with me right here. I'm going to go ahead and hit edit. Now I'm using Divi Builder. Divi Builder is basically a WordPress design kind of, I would say like template resource that you can use, or a builder per se. So it's going to be very easy, but basically what you're looking for is either the code element or you're going to use Google Tag Manager. Now, I'm not going to go over exactly how to do that on Google Tag Manager. It's a little bit more complex. But if I hit edit with the Divi Builder, I'm going to leave this site. And what it's going to do, anybody using Elementor or Divi, you can just use the code element inside this. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to pick a section like right in here. Actually, let's go all the way to the bottom. And in here at the bottom, there is something that you can add, which is basically a new section, or you can come in here to your existing section and hit on this little tiny thing. And what I'm looking for is a code element. It'll be different on whatever provider you have. Wix, Squarespace, they all have a code element. And inside the code element, what you're going to do is you're going to copy this script right here. You're going to paste it. All right. We're going to hit check. And we are going to go ahead and save. I believe the code element was here somewhere. Uh-oh. Let's make sure it's there. And let me grab this right here. Copy, paste. Now we might have to do a little bit extra work because I don't know if that necessarily worked. Yep, it did. Here we go. And I come in here and this is on the website.
Hey, guest visitor 003, you have reached Digital Volage Media. This is Jessica, the AI receptionist, in order to best help you. Is this a service or a coaching related question?
Coaching related question.
Got it. What's your question? I'll do my best to help.
You guys get it. How cool is that? You can now put it on the website. Pretty badass as you go through. But again, remember, I got it over here. I got a get code and I was able to put it in a code document. You also can get it for WordPress. And you can load up the lead connector and it automatically does it too. I did it that way, super simple, easy way, because then with that code element, you can add it in Wix, Squarespace, wherever you have your website. But I thought it was really, really cool. And that's technically it. We're going to get deeper into the MCP servers. We're going to get deeper into conversational AI. But again, watch the previous video to develop your prompt. I'll include the links below as far as going to your prompt generator. And then more importantly, try out the chat widget, throw it on some sites. I thought it was pretty cool. I think this is going to be an absolute game changer for a lot of people out there. And if I was going to turn anything on, it would totally be this, because again, some of the usage charges that are associated to this are going to be free until December 31st. That gives us 3 months of generating leads. And I think that that's going to be pretty awesome. So with that being said, enjoy it and we'll see you on the next one.